Are you considering transitioning and you're looking at only the positive effects instead of maybe some of the negative effects? Well, there is a dark side to transitioning, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So hello everyone, my name is Autumn Masvidal, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the dark side of transitioning. So enjoy the video. If you are a transgender individual who has already transitioned, then you know some of the amazing changes you go through to be your authentic self. However, with everything good, there is a downside. For those who haven't transitioned yet, this information is often not presented to them, or they overlook it in favor of the positive effects. While it's important to remain optimistic, there is a downside to transitioning, taking hormones, and having sex reassignment surgery. We will divide this up into 3 sections. One for the cons of a social transition, another for the side effects of hormone replacement therapy, and lastly, one for the side effects of sex reassignment surgery. So when you're transitioning, there's multiple different things to be mindful of. Health issues, social issues that you could experience when you're transitioning. So the first thing we're going to start with is a social transition. What are some of the negative effects of transitioning socially? While there are many benefits of a social transition, where others view you as what you've always felt you are, there are many things that inhibit your happiness and cause you to feel depressed and anxious. One is that the easier it is for other people to tell you're trans, the more they will judge you and make fun of you. People can be quite hurtful by nature, say awful things, and do things that will lower your self-esteem. However, you have the right to not take offense to what they're saying and instead show how confident you actually are. Additionally, some people may not take you seriously. No matter how mature you are and good advice you give, some people will view you as a mentally ill person who has no clue what they're saying unless your words go in one ear and out the other. To them, you're a fraud and phony, and whatever comes out of your mouth cannot be trusted, even if you're generally right about your advice. This can be upsetting since you see those around you struggling and know that if they just listened to you that they wouldn't have been in this situation, but they didn't listen since they saw you and your lifestyle as a joke. Don't let that affect you too deeply since people will make their own choices. So, if they don't follow your advice, the decision is solely on them. And if they suffer a bad outcome by not listening to you, then that is entirely on them. You did the right thing by speaking up, but that's the most you can do. So a social transition can be very difficult because a lot of people may not take you seriously. A lot of people may look at you as mentally ill, and they may not want to be around you because of you being trans. However, it doesn't really matter about society and what other people think about you. You have to go forward with what you believe is the best option for you. So the next thing to be mindful of then are the health issues when it comes to HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, is considered the first major step at transitioning since it lowers the hormones the body naturally produces and replaces them with the hormones of the opposite sex. While this will cause significant changes to the physical body, in ways that feel right, there is also a dark side that is overlooked. Anytime human intervention is involved in the natural way the body functions, there will be consequences. By lowering the hormones that the body makes, you'll be messing with the plethora of functions those hormones serve, which goes far beyond secondary sex characteristics. Hormones will definitely affect your sex drive, even completely getting rid of it. It will affect your ability to reproduce, which is why it's important to plan ahead. Your energy levels will suffer, and some days you'll be so weak and fatigued, you may experience extreme weight gain or loss, or digestion, brain fog, and the inability to sleep. HRT may affect both your thyroid and hypothalamus, which will cause a plethora of health problems. HRT has a plethora of health issues that can come up as a result of blocking your natural hormones and replacing them with hormones that are not natural to your body. Certainly you will not hear about some of the negative effects of these hormones from other people, but there are real concerns that you have to be mindful of if you want to be taking HRT, especially in the long term. Now let's move on to the final step, usually, of transition, which is sex reassignment surgery. Sex reassignment surgery, or SRS, is often considered the final step in the transition process and involves removing and reconstructing the genitals the person was born with to appear more like the sex they've transitioned to. Just like HRT, anytime human intervention is involved in the natural ways the body functions, there will be consequences. Since the body no longer produces the hormones that are natural to it, the individual no longer will need to take a blocker and can lower their hormone dosage considerably. While this is a plus, the effects from having too low of the natural hormones the body needs to function is a real issue. Take the side effects from HRT and ramp it up by 10 since severe thyroid and hypothalamus issues could occur, extreme weakness and tiredness, and even worse digestive issues, weight gain or loss, and little to no sex drive. Over time, the body will deplete its own resources to make up for the lack of birth sex hormones that it needs to function. The body will try to use the hormones the person is giving it, but it's not the right one since it needs the hormones that it's designed to have, which are the ones it previously naturally produced. On top of the hormonal issues, there are surgical issues that can leave the person unable to have a sex drive, be numb, have wounds that won't heal, which will also deplete the body of resources since it's always trying to heal something that can never be healed. All of this makes SRS a high-risk, high-reward procedure for many trans individuals since there is no going back. So on top of HRT being such a major health issue for a lot of people, when you remove your own genitals and reconstruct them to be something else, not only then is your body not producing the natural hormones it's meant to have, but then you also have the health issues from the surgery itself and the healing process of the surgery. And even many years down the line, your body's still trying to heal and recover from something that was done to it. This does so much damage to the physical body, and you have to be mindful and aware of these things if you want to transition, because there are going to be negative side effects, and you have to weigh the pros and the cons. So speaking from experience, while HRT has allowed me to present as a woman, the side effects over time have been devastating, especially after SRS. I have identified the following effects from estradiol specifically, especially as the dosage increases: fatigue and weakness, coldness, low sex drive and turn off from relationships, low self-confidence, extreme dehydration, poor digestion and extreme weight loss, mucus and difficulty breathing, brain fog, poor sleep and no dreams, lower bone density and tooth enamel, slow wound healing. Many of these effects are considered to be hypothalamus dysfunction, which has directly linked to my intake of estradiol, especially with a higher dose. Pills were the most devastating since the standard dose is 4 milligrams a day, since 90% of it is filtered out by the liver. Patches were the lowest dose at just 0.3 milligrams a day, which remedied almost all of the issues, but caused skin irritation and hot flashes over time from my estradiol levels being too low. Then injections are middle of the road by preventing my levels from being too low and causing menopausal symptoms, but also getting rid of my sex drive, causing dehydration and extreme weight loss. It may be time to start adding some testosterone, but that may not be correct with what has been damaged. But not all hope is lost. If you feel as though these negative effects are too much for you, then you have the choice to go as far with your transition as you're comfortable with. No one should pressure you into taking the next step when you're not ready. So don't be swayed by someone else's demands, but instead listen to your intuition and what you're comfortable with, weighing the pros and cons to determine if the side effects are worth the positive effects you may experience. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. So I want to thank you all so very much for tuning into this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this and some of the health issues that can come up from taking HRT. And I'm really curious to hear, because I have heard from some of you regarding some ill health effects you have had from specifically sex reassignment surgery and being post-op for many years and what that does to your body. But I'm curious to know anyone else who has not spoken up yet about the health issues that they have encountered. please let me know, because when we all learn together, we're able to make a better decision as to what can help benefit us so that we can live as healthy as we possibly can, because this is a challenging road ahead when you have surgically altered and are taking HRT and all these other drugs that are causing ill health effects. So certainly, when we have some sort of health effect, we have to identify the cause, which is often hormonal related or something else going on with inside of our body, and we have to address that. So let me know what your thoughts are. So you all take care, have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.